So what happens when a year-old, perfectly amicable breakup between two of the WNBA's brightest stars suddenly explodes on the social media, dragging multiple players into a highly public mess? Well, you get one of the most talked about, polarizing scandals in women's basketball this season. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a full explainer of the explosive cheating allegations made by Chicago Sky guard Dajani Carrington against her ex-girlfriend, Las Vegas Aces forward NaLyssa Smith. We're going to look strictly at the facts, the timelines, the social media receipts, and the intense rebuttal that currently has the entire sports community totally divided. We're going to neutrally examine exactly how this unfolded step by step.
All right, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the Baylor beginning, then the explosive Threads post, followed by the Twitch rebuttal, and finally, the unresolved fallout. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Baylor beginning.
To truly grasp the sheer magnitude of this recent drama, we first need to rewind the clock a bit and establish the baseline of their relationship. You see, NaLyssa Smith and Dajani Carrington weren't just rivals in the professional league. Back in 2020, they were actually college teammates and sweethearts at Baylor University. They were a massive fan-favorite storyline. I mean, absolute powerhouses on the basketball court and a recognized couple off it. When they transitioned to the pros, they kept things relatively private, but the public support for them really peaked during the 2025 season when the Dallas Wings brought them together again as teammates. From the outside, it looked like the ultimate sports couple goal. But by November of 2025, that fairy tale officially came to an end.
And honestly, it seems super chill. Just look at these quotes from the time. Carrington told reporters, "We're good, but we're not together anymore." And Smith echoed that exact same sentiment, stating, "It was on good terms, we just grew in different directions." The November 2025 breakup was heavily publicized as the absolute definition of an amicable, mature separation by both parties. For almost an entire year, that was the established narrative. Two mature professionals simply moving on with their lives and careers. But as we're about to see, that amicable breakup was really just the calm before a very sudden storm.
Section 2. The explosive Threads post.
That brings us to our second part, where the tone completely shifts. The calm was shattered entirely on July 26, 2026, and setting the scene here is absolutely crucial. This was the exact day after the WNBA All-Star Game. The entire basketball world was already buzzing, eyes were on all the players, and everyone was engaged in the mid-season festivities. The timing of this drop caught the entire basketball community completely off guard. Out of nowhere, Carrington took to the social media platform Threads and dropped a massive bombshell that effectively broke the internet.
So, the crucial point is what she actually said. This is Carrington's exact, unedited post. "Since MFS want to be funny today, I'ma be hilarious. Yes, NaLyssa cheated on me with Deja Kelly and Aaliyah Nye, plus many more." Just like that, the quiet, mature breakup narrative was completely dead. Carrington didn't just casually allude to infidelity. She explicitly accused NaLyssa of cheating and, shockingly to fans, she named specific names on a very public platform. Let's look at exactly who was dragged into this accusation so we can track this expanding cast of characters. Carrington specifically named Deja Kelly, who at the time was a star guard playing for Oregon, and Aaliyah Nye, a really well-known sharpshooter who played for Alabama. But perhaps the most explosive part of this entire post was that little plus many more tacked onto the very end. That completely changed the accusation from a one-time mistake into an implied, ongoing pattern of behavior. Naturally, this sent the internet into an absolute frenzy. Fans were immediately digging through old photos, getting hashtags trending all across social media.
Section 3. The Twitch rebuttal.
Normally, when a public figure gets hit with an accusation like this, they lay low, right? Maybe let their PR team handle it. Instead, later that exact same day, NaLyssa Smith went live on Twitch to address these allegations head-on. So we immediately have two fiercely competing narratives here. On one side, Carrington's narrative frames her as exposing an unfaithful partner to the public. But on the other side, Smith strategically attempts to flip the script entirely. Smith's narrative frames Carrington not as a victim seeking truth, but as a drama-seeking, jealous ex bringing up old news a full year after the fact. It's honestly a fascinating look at real-time public relations and narrative control.
During that Twitch stream, Smith did not hold back. She explicitly questioned the timing of this public airing, pointing out that a whole year had passed since their split. She stated, and I quote, "Whether she cheated on me and I cheated on her, that has nothing to do with anybody." She flat out called the public airing of this private issue ridiculous. What's really key here is that Smith also brought up that Carrington was supposedly currently in a healthy, happy relationship. The strategic implication from Smith was super clear. If you are happy and you've moved on, why are you dragging my name and these other women's names through the mud over the past?
Section 4. The unresolved fallout.
With the accusations out in the open and the rebuttal delivered, where does that actually leave everyone? Let's break down where all the key players currently stand, because the reactions, or lack thereof, are very telling. Both Deja Kelly and Aaliyah and I have maintained complete silence. No statements, no denials, no confirmations. While some folks on social media might interpret silence as guilt, it is objectively an incredibly smart legal and PR move to simply stay out of a messy he-said-she-said situation that they were dragged into. Dejanai Carrington, well, after lighting the match with her post, she has seemingly stepped back and provided no response to Smith's Twitch stream. And NaLyssa Smith remains holding her stance that the entire spectacle was ridiculous and maliciously timed.
As you can guess, this situation has massively divided sports fans, sparking a much wider debate about privacy in the social media age. On one side, you have the defense of Carrington. Supporters argue that female athletes, especially in the WNBA, are constantly pressured to maintain a perfect image and hide their real emotions, meaning she had every right to finally tell her truth. On the flip side, you have fierce criticism of Carrington. A lot of people argue that relationship issues should stay private, and that she crossed a major ethical line by publicly naming other women who never asked to be part of this highly public spectacle.
Ultimately, we have to remember these aren't just influencers. They are professional athletes who share a league, and this personal conflict is inevitably going to bleed into their professional rivalry. While we may never know the absolute objective truth of what went down behind closed doors, one thing is pretty much guaranteed. The next time NaLyssa Smith's Las Vegas Aces face off against Dejanai Carrington's Chicago Sky, the tension on that basketball court is going to be absolutely electric. It transforms a standard regular season game into must-watch television.
This whole saga perfectly highlights the intense pressure these athletes operate under, constantly balancing their roles as public figures with their very real, complex human emotions. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this question to chew on, based on the facts we've laid out today. In the age of social media, was exposing the truth justified, or should personal relationship matters always stay strictly private? Thank you for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep analyzing, keep questioning, and I'll catch you for the next breakdown.